What does it really cost to become the person you were supposed to be? Not the person or the version people preferred. Not the version you used to perform. Not the comfortable lie that you carried just to keep peace. Not the burden of expectation that everybody else put on you and you struggled under the weight of that to please everybody. I'm talking about the real version. The one that you still hear in the quiet. The one that you didn't bury deep enough. What does it cost to become him? Because no one tells you the price up front, do they? And maybe if they did, maybe it would seem that it was a cost greater than you could afford. Nobody puts a warning label on growth. And by the time you figure it out, you're already too far in to go back. Well, folks, we are here to find the answers together. So take a break from the matrix. Pull up a chair. Pour something honest. Welcome back to Ivory's After Dark, where the lights are always low, the notes are real, and the truth lives somewhere between the keys. I am your host, Jack Rivers, your friendly neighborhood piano man. And tonight, I'm the guy who paid for change in scars and bruises and miles and silence. So let's talk about it. People love the idea of growth. They love the Instagram version of it. The meme, somebody standing on a mountaintop with a cool quote, good lighting, a latte sitting next to a journal. I'm in my growth period. I'm in my learning. I'm in my healing phase. But the real thing feels like loss long before it feels like progress. The real thing feels like people pulling back. It feels like your circle is shrinking. It feels like you're speaking a language the old world doesn't understand. When you start to become who you were meant to be, you don't necessarily feel bigger. You feel alone. That's the first cost. And here's the part nobody prepares you for. Not everyone survives your evolution. Some people were only compatible with the version of you who didn't know better. Some people benefited from your confusion, from your softness, your it's fine reflex, your willingness to shoulder the blame just to keep the night peaceful. When you change, those people don't clap for you. They get uncomfortable. They feel threatened. They begin to make assumptions about you. And then they call you distant, cold, selfish, not the same. Something's changing, and you're not the same person. All because you finally grew a spine where they expected a sponge. And watch out for these people, because in the future, they will always define you by your past. So the cost of becoming is realizing some people loved and benefited your weakness, not your strength. There always comes a night, always, where you look at the version of yourself you've been dragging around for years, and then you realize he can't go with you. The people pleaser, the yes man, the apologizer, the man who kept the peace by killing pieces of himself. He's not evil. Not at all. He's not wicked. He's not embarrassing. It's not shameful. He was trying. But growth demands sacrifice. And the truth is, you lose the old you like losing a friend. You'll grieve him. You'll bury him. And you keep walking. Because staying him, remaining him, is a slow death. So, when you start seeing things clearly, you'll never stop seeing them. Once you recognize patterns, you can't unsee them. Once you understand motives, you can't unknow them. Once you catch a lie early, you can't pretend it's confusion. All part of the evolution. All part of becoming. These are the things. Clarity, well, that destroys comfort. Clarity makes your world smaller, but it also makes your soul lighter. And clarity costs you the illusions, or illusion, you used to hide inside. People talk about waking up like it's peaceful. That wasn't my experience. I found out that waking up is a detonation that blows apart the version of life you were sleepwalking through. And once you open your eyes, you never go back to dreaming. If you're becoming the person you're meant to be, there's a season where it feels like nothing is happening. You're not who you were, but you're not who you're becoming yet either. And that's the in-between. That in-between space feels like some sort of punishment. It's like you're waiting. Hurry up and wait. It's like you're floating between worlds with no place to land. Like somebody literally put you in a man-sized slingshot and just fired you into the air, and you don't know when you're going to land, how to land. You don't see any landing pad. Are you going to crash hard? And nobody warns you about that silence, right? That's the stretch of the highway with no signal, no noise, just the hum of the tires, the hum of the engine, and the truth you're stuck in the car with. I hear that after every night that I play somewhere, whether it's rehearsal or you play a show and you've loaded your gear and you're heading home. You hear the roar of the engine and the hum of the tires on the road. And that's when it feels empty and lonely. But it really isn't. It's calibration. Your soul leveling out after being bent out of shape for far, far too long. So becoming costs you quietly, privately, in the parts of your life nobody claps for. Nobody applauds the night you didn't send the text. Nobody applauds the nights that you bit your tongue. You don't get an applaud for holding your boundaries. Nobody applauds unlearning your bad habits. Nobody applauds walking away from someone you wanted but knew wasn't good for you. Nobody applauds when you're holding yourself to a standard, and because you're holding yourself to a standard, that means you have to check people when they cross a line with you. Nobody's going to applaud the discipline you kept when nobody was watching. Nobody applauds integrity. There's no spotlight for self-respect. There's no standing ovation for changing your life quietly from the inside out. People celebrate the results, not the price. But you know the cost. Because you paid every invoice. And you're still paying it. Now here's the part that matters. Becoming gives you back everything you didn't realize you lost. You get your time back, your voice back. You get your standards back. And most importantly, you get your peace back. But that don't come without getting your backbone back. Then you get your creativity back. You get your self-worth back. You quit second-guessing yourself and lightly esteeming yourself, your identity back. Your confidence back. And slowly, brick by brick, you build a life that fits. You quit performing and you start belonging. You build that life back. and it fits. And not the one that looks good from the outside. One that feels true on the inside. The cost is real, but so is the reward. Every finale needs direction, a closing chord that points forward. And here it is. You are not done becoming. You're not done learning. You are not done evolving. You are not done burning off the old life to make room for the new one. It's a lowly road, and you do a lot of stuff in silence, but it's worth it. So if we've been learning about walking forward with both eyes open and learning about paying the cost, paying the price, sacrifice, now you get to build a life that justifies the sacrifice, because becoming isn't pretty, and it isn't, sure as hell ain't glamorous, and it isn't comfortable, and it isn't cinematic. Becoming costs people, illusions, old habits, old versions of yourself, comfort, time, and tears. But the alternative is dying as the person you were only pretending to be. And there's comfort in that, sure, but it's false. The cost of becoming is a high price to pay, but the cost of staying the same is fatal. So when you're in the between, that's called the delay. Just remember, delays are not deadly. I am your friendly neighborhood piano man. Man who paid the price and finally understands why it was worth it. I'm Jack Rivers. This has been another chapter in the Gospel of 88 Keys. Thanks for hanging out. I look forward to seeing you again soon.